A very good afternoon and welcome to AFC TV ahead of a huge game for AFC Bournemouth women as they continue to chase promotion, back-to-back promotions of course, and get themselves up to potentially WSL2 with just 3 games left to go. They are chasing second place in the Women's National League Southern Premier Division. They find themselves 6 points behind Plymouth, who currently occupy that second place. But with 2 games in hand over Plymouth, it's set to go right down to the wire. 3 points absolutely essential for Helen Blezard's side this afternoon to keep the pressure on Plymouth, who themselves have just 1 game left to play. The Cherries up against Real Bedford at the Vitality Stadium. 5,000 tickets sold ahead of the game, and I'm sure a fair few more as well in the last couple of days that have been since that announcement. And what a glorious day it is as well, with the sun shining down on the pitch at the Vitality Stadium. For Helen Blezard's side to go out there and put on a show. It is just the one change for Blezard's side from the 5-1 victory over Wimbledon last time out. Freya Meadows-Tucson comes in at the back with Amber Treweek dropping down to the bench this afternoon. Katie Scadding will play in goal. It will be a 3-4-3 formation for the Cherries. Charlotte Harris, Jessica Hennessy and Meadows-Tucson will make up that back 3. Across the midfield, Kelsey Bowers at right wing back, Kenny Thompson at left wing back. Katie James will captain the side in the heart of the midfield alongside Molly Barron-Clark, who brings up her 100th appearance in the red and black of AFC Bournemouth at the Vitality Stadium. A special moment for her. And ahead of the midfield, a potent attacking threat. Jenna Markham will play through the middle with Georgia Wilson to her right and the league's top goal scorer Sophie Quirk to her left. The Cherries bench this afternoon: Phoebe Williams, Gemma McGuinness, Ellie Stripple, Zoe Barrett, Anya Lucas, Amber Treweek and Erin Foley is the substitute goalkeeper. Real Bedford make 2 changes from their last outing, a 1-0 defeat at home to Gwalior United. Rhiann Rush comes into midfield and Scarlett Williams into the defensive line. Marcia O'Meara and Issy Bryant drop out of the starting 11 this afternoon. Real Bedford line up with Erica Meal in goal, as the Cherries just receive a few final words ahead of kick-off. The back 4 for Real Bedford: Hannah Warren, who will captain their side, Scarlett Williams, Sophia Stovold, Nicola Puddick. 4 midfielders in the form of Rhiann Rush, Melis Mohammed, Abby Benstead and Lucy Woods. And the 2 attacking players out there for Real Bedford this afternoon: Sophie Byron and Breon Grant. Bournemouth coming into the game this afternoon with just 1 win in their last 3 games. That win over AFC Wimbledon, a little bit of a wobble at the end of the season, but it has been a fine season. And let's not forget their first, of course, at this level in the 3rd tier of English women's football, having been promoted from Division 1 Southwest last season here at the Vitality Stadium just over a year ago in front of more than 7,000. Great occasion that day. Let's see what Helen Blezard's side can do this afternoon. Referee Imogen Hooper getting us underway. An early touch for Katie Scadding in goal for the Cherries. One of the longest serving members of this AFC Bournemouth women's squad. Joined the side way back in 2016. Did Scadding. Great to see her out there in the number 1 jersey this afternoon. Hennessy. Meadows-Tucson. Early touch for Thompson. looking early for Quirk and finds Quirk. It's good from Quirk, stands it up to the back post. It's a little bit too much on that. Lively start for the Cherries. And no surprise, looking early doors for their top goal scorer in Sophie Quirk. 25 goals this season, 17 in the Southern Premier Division. .48 goals in total across Bournemouth's front line out there. And as we said, a big crowd, hoping to see a few more this afternoon. It's been a party atmosphere outside the Vitality Stadium ahead of kick-off. Here's Quirk again. Good defending in there from Williams. Important tackle, had to get that one right and did do. Harris with the throw-in for the Cherries. Flicked on well. Will it fall for Hennessy? It does. Just squeezed for room. That'll be a corner for the Cherries. Their first of the afternoon. Long throw causing some problems. A good flick on in there from Bowers. Hennessy just couldn't squeeze the shot past Rush, who then got the second block in there. Good defending from Real Bedford. Thompson with the corner. Still there for the Cherries. It's Baron Clark. It's a dangerous ball. James in the middle of the park, pulling the strings for the Cherries, one of the most experienced players amongst this squad. Making a 136th appearance. Thompson. Meadows Tucson. Looks early. In search of Wilson. For a moment there, Wilson thought she was going to get on the end of that, I think. Well read by Meal in goal for Real Bedford this afternoon. So that situation then at the top of the Southern Premier Division in the Women's National League. Bournemouth third in the table at the moment. 19 games played, 3 to go, 43 points on the board. They are 6 off Plymouth above them in second. But with 2 games in hand. They will play both of those 2 games before the final weekend of the season, when Plymouth will of course play their last match still to be played as well. Good interception from Harris. Bowers has done well. And James early again, looking for the run of Markham. Markham's got Quirk in support in the middle. If she can look up and find her, it's a good ball in. Well dealt with at the front post. Surging run down the right from Jenna Markham. She knew Quirk was there. Thompson. Or set piece routine. Quirk from around the penalty spot. It's a long range effort there from Baron Clark. Never testing or troubling Eric Emile in goal for Real Bedford. A cheeky set-piece routine there from the Cherries. Becoming synonymous with AFC Bournemouth as a club on the whole, from the first team to the women's team and the development squad too. Such a big part of the modern game. Oh, Emile nearly getting herself in a bit of trouble there. Good pressing from Markham. An extra second there, and I think that probably would have ended up in the back of the net. Now defending for Bournemouth to do at the other end. Meadows Toussaint reads the play well. Scadding's clearance is cut off by Huddick. Here's Benstead. That one went out, it did go out. First corner of the game for the visitors. Real Bedford 7th in the Women's National League Southern Premier Division. 26 points for them so far this season. Like the Cherries, they've still got another 2 games to go after this one. Now 17 points behind Bournemouth. But with 3 games to go, they could still potentially, mathematically, finish as high as 4th. So something certainly to aim for. That would require them to have a positive goal difference over Oxford, and Oxford's results to go in favour of Real Bedford. Well dealt with at the front post. Here's Rush. Finds the run of Byram. That's a dangerous ball. Scadding with the save on the goal line. Had to be alert to that. That might have been sneaking under the crossbar, I think. First real attack for Real Bedford. And it draws a save from Katie Scadding to keep the scoreline at 0-0. Let's just take another look at that. It's a really good run down the right-hand side for Byram. She did have a look up, but I do think that was a cross. I'm not sure it was intended to test Scadding in the way that it did. Scadding dealt with it well. Markham. Here comes Byram again, finding room again down the right. Hennessy deals with the cross. Cherry's tall Irish defender. Baron Clark. Oh, that's a lovely ball in space for Bowers down the right. Wilson ahead of her through the middle. More support arriving. Here's Markham. Not sure if that was intended for Quirk or for Wilson in the middle. And between the both of them in the end. Baron Clark to Quirk. Oh, lovely footwork from Quirk. Is the finish there as well? Not quite. What a goal that would have been to set the Cherries on their way this afternoon. Just have a look at this footwork in the build-up. Just tried to bend it past the goalkeeper into the top corner. Instead, into the Ted McDougall South stand. But a warning sign for Real Bedford. As to the threat, not that they will need it, of course, that Sophie Quirk poses. She's been quite the signing since arriving in the summer from Portsmouth. As Sophie Quirk, as we said, 25 goals this season, 17 in the league. It's well dealt with again by Hennessy. Ball in search of Thompson. It's a little too much on it. got halfway through telling you the situation at the top end of the table, of course. Plymouth, I'm sure, somewhere may even be watching on as this game unfolds this afternoon. Wilson searching for Quirk. Quirk's done well to get there, really well. There's Bowers on the edge of the box. I just needed a shout there to let her know the player was closing in. Baron Clark. James. Bowers looks up early. Oh, Quirk slipped inside the box. Just at the crucial moment, Sophie Quirk there. It's good footwork from Sophie Byram. She's looked lively and dangerous in these opening 10 minutes for the visitors. Here's Grant. Onto that left foot. Oh, has she picked out the pass at the back post? She has. There's a whistle and a flag up for offside. It was a good ball in. I think it may have taken a little deflection on its way through from Grant. Good defensive line from the Cherries. But just a few warning signs. Real Bedford having a bit of joy down the right wing, particularly through Sophie Byram. Good hold-up play from Quirk. Mohammed in the middle of the park. Finds Rush. To Puddick. So the Cherries chasing second spot, which would secure them a place in the playoffs. The playoffs at this level in the third tier. Just a one-game affair where you face the second place in the Northern Premier Division for a spot in WSL2 next season. A lot at stake between now and the end of the campaign as the Cherries chase back-to-back promotion. Baron Clark to clear. Quirk again finding a bit of room and space in the middle of the park. Markham ahead of her. Tried to find the pass to Wilson. Markham has linked it up nicely. And Wilson gets the shot away. Again, Sophie Quirk at the heart of everything for Bournemouth. That pass initially was intended for Wilson. Markham had to help it on. Just not enough power on the strike there from Wilson. But Bournemouth looking dangerous. A couple of chances already in this game. Very early on, Jenna Markham nearly catching the goalkeeper out, closing down a clearance. Sophie Quirks curled a long-range effort wide. And then that shot there from Georgia Wilson straight at the goalkeeper. Here's Bowers down the right. Cherries finding a little bit of joy themselves down the right wing at the moment through Kelsey Bowers. See, looking early on for those diagonal balls. Thompson. It's a good turn of pace there from Thompson, just to skip away from a couple of Real Bedford players. Here's Quirk again. Lovely footwork again from Quirk. That's a dangerous cross. Oh, the header over the bar. Big chance for the Cherries to take the lead. Again, Sophie Quirk, brilliant in the build-up. Have a look at this step over, just to create some room. Georgia Wilson just couldn't keep the header down. Great angle here. You can see the run from Wilson. She knew it was coming. Frustration for the Cherries. Big chance from about 6 yards out. Grant. That's a poor pass and not the greatest of clearances either. Bowers there to recover it and keep it in. James. Harris. Meadows Tucson. Early looking for the run of Markham. Quirk now. Quirk just getting herself back into an onside position. That's a good cross. Oh, Bowers at the back post, couldn't reach it. And it was just too high for the Cherries players arriving in the middle of the 6-yard box. Thompson with a great delivery. Barron Clark in there. Wilson too. Barron Clark, I think, perhaps the closest to it. Bournemouth pushing and searching for that opening goal of the afternoon. And goals could be crucial as well come the end of the season. If they were in their remaining 3 games, Plymouth win their remaining game, it will come down to goal difference. Both teams would be tied on 52 points. Plymouth currently 5 goals better off than the Cherries. Their goal difference is plus 47. Bournemouth's plus 42. Here's Quirk. Good from Quirk. Oh, and she's put it over again. You feel it's only a matter of time before one of these strikes from Sophie Quirk rattles the back of the net. Williams will take the goal kick for the visitors. Real Bedford have lost their last 4 league games coming into this one this afternoon. Defeats to Gwalia last time out. They've also lost to Exeter, Watford and the Cherries recently in that run of 4. Quirk back into Thompson. Good movement. Oh, fingertip save. Is it there at the back post? It's cleared off the goal line. It was a really tight angle for Bowers at the back post. All she could really do was just try and get it back across goal. I'm not sure it would have rolled in anyway. Great link-up play down the left. Quirk to Thompson. Fingertip save. It's a great save from Meal. And Bowers putting it back across goal. Stovald there for Real Bedford on the goal line to prevent any Bournemouth player from arriving to just tap it into the net. And still we wait for the opening goal of the afternoon. Yeah, these two met back at the start of March, so not that long ago. Bournemouth coming out 4-1 winners away at Real Bedford. Abby Jones, Sophie Quirk, Georgia Wilson and Jenna Markham all on target that day. 4 different goal scorers. Abby Jones, the club captain, watching on for the stands this afternoon. She continues her recovery from a ligament injury. Good sliding tackle from James. Important tackle as well. Danger not over. And there's a foul in there. Hennessy came charging through Breon Grant. Breon Grant just getting that important first touch in there, taking it away from Hennessy. And a free kick in a dangerous position for the visitors. But it looks like Grant's going to require some treatment first. A lot of footballing pedigree in the Grant family. Breon Grant is the sister of West Bromwich Albion striker Carlan Grant. It was a heavy collision with Hennessy. A tackle though she probably had to make, Jessica Hennessy. With Grant lurking around the edge of the box. Wouldn't have needed much of an invitation to pull the trigger. It's that chance just a few moments ago from Thompson, produced a really good fingertip save from Erica Meal in goal. There's a yellow card in there as well, which we just saw, caught a glimpse of as we came back from that replay. So Jessica Hennessy will have to play out the rest of this match on a yellow card as she looks to marshal Breon Grant. About 20 yards out then. Let's see what Abby Benstead can do here. Not the biggest of run-ups. Straight at Scadding, who had to be quick to recover there, with Grant waiting for the rebound. Disappointing free kick in the end from a promising position. Thompson. Meadows Toussaint. Aaron Clark sees her ball forward charge down. Harris with the throw-in. Great to see the stands so busy this afternoon. Markham, driving run. She's done really well, Jenna Markham. Can she find Quirk? She can find Quirk. Quirk can't find the finish to go with it. Bowers! Second attempt for Bowers. Can't find Thompson. Just not quite there for Bournemouth in the final third at the moment. Final touch, that final ball, that final bit of luck hasn't fallen their way so far. I'm sure the message from manager Helen Blezard will be to remain patient. And that it will come eventually. They continue in this vein. Real Bedford themselves have got a huge part to play in the race for promotion. That playoff spot. They take on the Cherries today. They then go away to Oxford before hosting Plymouth in the final game of the season. The side who currently occupy that second spot. Of course, we should also say congratulations to Watford, who were crowned champions recently and promoted up to WSL2. They have an unassailable 53 points with one game left to go themselves. sitting pretty at the top of the Southern Premier Division. Early diagonal. Looking for the run of Byram, who has looked probably the most dangerous player for the visitors so far. Down that right-hand side on the couple of occasions that she has been found by her teammates. Thompson. Looks early for Quirk. Has Quirk got the speed to get there? She has got the speed to get there, but she didn't time the run. Flag up for offside against Sophie Quirk. Good vision from Kenny Thompson. Just 2 defeats for the Cherries so far this season in 19 games. Quite remarkable really when you think this is their first campaign in the 3rd tier of English women's football. Those defeats recently to Plymouth and a 1-0 defeat to Oxford as well, one which ended a run of 1,081 days unbeaten in the Women's National League system. Quite incredible. Good foot in there from Thompson. Puddick. Bowers and Wilson now. Williams. Real Bedford enjoying a spell of possession. Byram again. Ball over the top, looking for Mohammed. Meadows Tucson. Rush, winning the ball back and finding Grant. Grant one-on-one with Hennessy. Hennessy on a yellow card, remember, from that earlier challenge on Grant. Warren, the captain. Bowers. James looking for the run of Markham. Harris finds Bowers. Good first touch from Bowers, but the height of it allowed the Real Bedford defender to nip the ball away. It's Grant again. Goes down by James. Warren. Rush. Squeezed for room. Good first touch again from Quirk. And a bit lucky there with the ricochet. Away from Rush. But opens up the space to find Thompson. Back in towards Quirk. Harris looking for Bowers, but Red over on the left. Baron Clark looking early for Thompson in a race with Warren. Warren wins it. Cherries win the throw. James. Harris looking early for Bowers. Flag up for offside. Right in front of the assistant referee. Just under 15 minutes to go until half-time, and still we wait for the opening goal of the game. Today's coverage here on AFCB TV brought to you in association with ESET. Puddick to take the throw. Finds Benstead. Good turn from Benstead. Just took too long in the end. Couldn't find the angle or the room for the shot. Allowed the Cherries to nip in there and kill the attack. James wins the header in the middle of the park. Byram away from Baron Clark. Meadows Toussaint still there for Byram. Oh, he squeezed it all the way through to the back post. And Real Bedford take the lead through Lucy Wood. Somehow the ball managed to get right the way across the 6-yard box. And Wood makes no mistake. And you have to say, against the run of play, it is the visitors who take the lead. Bournemouth have missed a number of chances this afternoon, and they've been made to pay at the other end. Sophie Byram, who has had a really good game for Real Bedford so far, providing the assist through the legs of Hennessy. And Wood popping up at the back post. Bournemouth 0, Real Bedford 1. And a dent to Bournemouth's promotion hopes. Nothing will be decided today, of course. They are 6 points behind Plymouth, the Cherries in second, but Plymouth still with a game to play against Real Bedford, of course. Meadows Toussaint. Baron Clark. Looking for Bowers. Bowers has done well to get there. Markham screaming for it. Here is Markham. Oh, good important foot in there for Stovall. And Mohamed will dribble away with it. James. Too much on that for Thompson. More frustration for Helen Blezard's side. Wilson. To Bowers. Oh, great run from Bowers. Can she find a teammate? Just squeezed for room again. Good block in there at the front post. Danger not over. Still there for the Cherries. Harris. Couldn't get round the outside of Melis Mohammed. It's Baron Clark. Bowers again. Quirk just inside. Receives the pass. Baron Clark now. Will it drop for Baron Clark? It will. James with the header down. Still there for Thompson. Lovely turn from Thompson. Good block. James with the strike. James with the goal. Bournemouth the level. Listen to that noise inside the Vitality Stadium. Within minutes of going behind, Bournemouth are back to all square. And who else but the captain, Katie James, to rifle one in past Eric Emile. Bournemouth 1, Real Bedford 1. Oh, it's a brilliant finish from James. Just popped up just in front of her. And smashed it in with the laces. The perfect response from Helen Blezard's side to going behind. Thompson, can they kick on from there now? Baron Clark. Bowers. Baron Clark. Quirk from a long way out. That's deflected. No stranger to scoring at the Vitality Stadium, Katie James. You might even say she likes it. Playing on this surface and in front of the big crowd. That strike her fourth goal for the Cherries at Dean Court. And here she is with the corner. Causing a few problems inside the 6-yard box. Hennessy. Not a lot of room there, but Quirk finds some. That's dipping. Oh, not dipping enough. Real Bedford desperately trying to scramble it the way. And it's the first touch from Quirk, and just opens up the room. Really was dipping. Eric Emile probably had it covered. Developing into a good game of football, this one. James to Thompson. Another goal now before half-time would just change the mood inside the dressing room. Cherries will wait for Harris. Having made her way right across the pitch for the long throw, opted for the short throw in the end. Charlotte Harris. Signed for the Cherries halfway through last season. Part of their promotion-winning side. Having spent a large chunk of her early career out in America. That's well won on the edge of the box. Oh, great feet from Quirk again. Oh, brilliant, brilliant defending. Hannah Warren, the captain there, with some last-ditch stuff. The speed of Quirk's feet when she receives the ball, so impressive. And that is a really important block from Hannah Warren. And yet another corner for the Cherries now, as we head towards half-time here at the Vitality Stadium. James. Header over the bar. Bowers this time. Second header from around the 6-yard line that Bournemouth have failed to hit the target with. Georgia Wilson earlier on in this game. It's a lovely delivery from James. Hennessy hits the deck. That may well have just put Bowers off, as it all unfolded in front of her. Thompson. Referee's going to bring play back for the foul on Grant. Bournemouth have been in decent home form all season, winning 7 of their 10 games at home. Usually, of course, playing at the Ringwood Community Centre. The players, those who certainly spoke publicly in the build-up to this game this afternoon, speaking of their love for these fixtures, as you'd expect at the Vitality Stadium. The opportunities it brings, the exposure it gives the team, and of course the chance to play in front of such a big crowd. More than 5,000 in this afternoon. Good defending from Bournemouth, good line held. Great to see so many youngsters in the crowd as well. Scadding with the long clearance, Markham with the header. Harris. To Bowers. Harris will take the throw in. Harris, the sister of Archie Harris, who plays for AFC Bournemouth's development squad, out on loan at the moment with Eastleigh. Here's Quirk. There's Toussaint coming into the team for Amber for a week this afternoon. The only change for Helen Blizzard from the 5-1 win over Wimbledon last time out. Sophie Quirk with a hat-trick in that game. Jenna Markham and Kenny Thompson also on target. Quirk could quite easily have had another hat-trick this afternoon. A couple of long-range efforts off target and just squeezed for a bit of room inside the box on a couple of occasions too. But just unable to find the pass out to Bowers. 3 minutes stoppage time at the end of this first half. And I'm sure the party atmosphere we saw at the Vitality Stadium pre-match will continue during the half-time break. The Coco Loco Disco defender's been outside the ground today. Bournemouth on the attack again. Here's Wilson with the strike. Good hands from America Meal. Good vision from Quirk initially to find Wilson. Difficult angle to score from there. It was probably potentially going over the bar, but safe hands from Erica Meal in goal. On back well by Rush. Telegraphed that pass forward. Can't find the forward pass herself. Harris. Thompson. Looking early for Markham. Oh, that's a good tackle. For a moment there, I thought she'd missed the ball and taken the player. Thompson. Space for Wilson. It's another shot that misses the target. A lot of room there for Georgia Wilson on the edge of the box. Into the final minute of stoppage time at the end of this first half. We'll bring you the best of the action during the half-time break. So don't head off too quickly for your half-time cup of tea. Bowers. Maybe there might be another goal to show you before the break. Still Bowers. Into the path of Wilson. Leaves it for Barron-Clark. That bobbled just at the wrong moment there for Molly Barron-Clark. A goal on her 100th appearance at the Vitality Stadium would certainly be something to remember. Not to be on that occasion. James. Looking for Markham. And the half-time whistle goes. 1-1, all square at the break. Bournemouth have dominated the possession. They have dominated the chances. Too many to tell you about. Probably get you through to the start of the second half if I was to do that. But the key moments, the 2 goals, and despite all their pressure and all their chances, Bournemouth were made to pay just after the half-hour mark. Some good work from Sophie Byram down the right-hand side. It's her low square ball which found its way all the way through to Lucy Wood to pop it in at the back post. But Bournemouth weren't behind for long. A couple of minutes later, Katie James smashing one in, Bournemouth's captain, with her 4th goal at the Vitality Stadium to level things up and make it 1-1. Will make the team talk slightly easier for Helen Blezard at the break, but work for Bournemouth to do as they look to keep the pressure on Plymouth in second and close the gap to 3 points. They're going to need a big second half here at the Vitality Stadium. More coverage in association with ESET to come when the players are back out. I'll leave you now with the best action from the first 45 minutes. Half-time, AFC Bournemouth 1, Real Bedford 1. Welcome back to AFC BTV for the second half of AFC Bournemouth against Real Bedford in the Women's National League Southern Premier Division. If the first half was anything to go by, we should be in for a cracking second 45, with Bournemouth needing really to take the 3 points from this game to keep the pressure on Plymouth in second. They are 6 points behind Plymouth, remember, coming into this game this afternoon. It's one of their 2 games in hand. And they had an absolute bucket full of chances in the first half. They were only able to take one of them through captain Katie James. Her goal in the 37th minute, cancelling out Lucy Wood's opener just 3 minutes earlier. Good ball in, looking for Markham. As the Cherries look to apply some early pressure. The 2 teams for you then, as you were from the first half. Bournemouth line up with Katie Scadding in goal. They're in a 3-4-3 formation with wing-backs this afternoon. Charlotte Harris and Freya Meadows-Tucson are either side of Jessica Hennessy, who's on a yellow card from the first half in that central defensive 3 for Helen Blezard this afternoon. A midfield 4 of Molly Barron-Clark and Katie James in the middle, with Kenny Thompson and Kelsey Bowers either side as the left and right wing backs respectively. Kenny Thompson stood over this free kick for the Cherries now. And then a lot of goals across the front line, but none of them yet to find the target for Bournemouth this afternoon, with Sophie Quirk and Georgia Wilson playing either side of Jenna Markham. Here's Thompson backtracking and under pressure from Breon Grant. Cut off by Harris in the 18-yard area. One back by Benstead. Finds Grant. Dangerous ball in. Scadding hasn't got there and it's been put in. Oh, the worst possible start to the second half for Bournemouth. The cross in not dealt with. And the easiest of finishes to put Real Bedford 2-1 up at the Vitality Stadium. And Bournemouth are going to have to come from behind again. Melis Mehmet, right place, right time. Scadding came for the cross. Could only push it straight into the path of Mehmet. And it's Bournemouth 1, Real Bedford 2. A real blow for the Cherries. Didn't take them to respond last time. Can they react quickly again? James, who scored Bournemouth's equalizer in the first half, can't find the pass on that occasion. Here's Wood. And the goal scorer of Real Bedford's second, Mehmet. The life sucked out of the Vitality Stadium early on in the second half. Flag up there for a high boot, I think. Free kick to the Cherries. DJ Rosa had been spinning the tunes during the half-time break for the home crowd of more than 5,000 this afternoon to get the atmosphere going. The last thing they needed was that early goal for Real Bedford. Barron-Clark. The Real Bedford side for you then in this second half. Erica Meal in goal. Back 4 of Hannah Warren, Scarlett Williams, Sophia Stovold and Nicola Puddick. 4 midfielders in the form of Rhiann Rush, Melis Mohammed, Abby Benstead and Lucy Wood. Sophie Byram and Breon Grant, the attacking players in the team for Real Bedford this afternoon. Bowers with the layoff. Harris pressing high, applying the pressure to Lucy Wood, scorer of the opening goal of this game in the 34th minute. Good pressing there from Baron Clark. Quirk working hard too. And a long ball forward looking for Grant. Marked closely by Hennessy. The Irish defender on a yellow card for a foul on Grant in the first half. So continuing to tread carefully in this game. The two benches for you, options in the form of substitutions should the two managers require them. Charlie Bill, the Real Bedford boss, has Izzy Lane, Marcy O'Meara, Faye Fields-Davis, Chloe Loggy, Miley Baker. As his outfield options, Nina Miolo is the substitute goalkeeper for Real Bedford this afternoon. Helen Blezard can turn towards Phoebe Williams, Gemma McGuinness, Ellie Stripple, Zoe Barrett, Anya Lucas, Amber Treweek, and also Erin Foley, the substitute goalkeeper, is an option on the bench today too. Throw in to Real Bedford, but Jenna Markham keen to retrieve the ball for them so they can take it quickly. You can understand perhaps why they're in no hurry with a 2-1 lead. The situation then, again, to recap for you. Maybe if you're joining us for the first time here on AFCB TV, a very good afternoon to you. Great to have you with us. Our coverage brought to you in association with ESETS here at the Vitality Stadium. Bournemouth have 3 games left this season. Well, 2.5 now. They are still battling to finish second and make the playoffs. A one-off match against the team that finishes second in the Northern Premier Division. For the chance to win promotion up to WSL2, the second tier of English women's football, where they would join, of course, Watford, who have already been crowned champions of this Women's National League Southern Premier Division. Bournemouth are third in the table at the moment, 43 points from their 19 games. James to deliver the free kick. It's a tester under the crossbar, not where she meant for it to go, and it's an easy claim for Erica Meal. Cherry 6 points behind Plymouth, but with 2 games in hand, so this one of those games in hand. They'll then play Lewis on the 19th of April. Searching ball, looking for Grant, well read by Harris. And cool, calm and collected as well under pressure from Grant there to find the back pass to Scadding. Plymouth themselves still have a game to play as well on the final weekend of the season. They will travel away to Real Bedford, Bournemouth's opponents this afternoon. The Cherries are away at the champions Watford on the final weekend. Difficult to know how you look at that one. A Watford side maybe with nothing left to play for, or having already claimed the title. But still a really, really tough challenge. Bournemouth have got to keep themselves in the hunt before then. But as it stands at the moment, they will be needing a favour from Real Bedford on the final weekend of the season. Should it stay the same here at the Vitality Stadium. Still a long way to go. Free kick in from Benstead, dealt with by Scadding. Who bowls it out quickly to Bowers. Early first time ball in search of Quirk. And Bowers again looks quickly for Quirk. Marked closely by Puddick. Gets the good cross into the back post. It's an important header away by Real Bedford. And Sophie Byram is out to press Kenny Thompson over on the far side for the Pirates. Early ball into the back post, brought under control by Bowers. First touch was just a little heavy. Wood, surrounded by red and black shirts, manages to squeeze the pass somehow through, but Harris is there to mop up for Bournemouth and does really well in the middle of the park. to find Markham. And then a bit of space for Bowers again down the right. Early cross in. Eric Emile, solid handling all afternoon so far. Bournemouth have really got to try and keep those crosses away from the Pirates goalkeeper. A couple of the fixtures taking place in this division today. Exeter are away at AFC Wimbledon. Lewis are hosting Billericay. Billericay rock bottom of the table, still looking for their first points of the season. Harris with the long throw in, dealt with well by Real Bedford. And AFC Wimbledon still looking to avoid relegation down the bottom end of the table. 3 points from safety with a couple of games to go. So not a big game for them against mid-table Exeter. Here's Quirk for Bournemouth. Really lively, dangerous first half. She's done well again there. And it's the first corner of the second half for Bournemouth. In front of the North Stand, who will be trying to do everything they can, I'm sure, to help Bournemouth get that ball in the back of the net from these set pieces in this second half. Great noise inside the Vitality Stadium. James. Still there for the Cherries. Oh, I think that might have been a block by one of their own players. James with the ball in. I think it was. Another chance to test the Real Bedford defence. Charlotte Harris again with the long throw. Looked on by Bowers. Drops on the edge of the box to Freya Meadows-Tucson. Again with the opportunity. Just no power behind that strike. Just couldn't catch it cleanly enough. It came off the shin in the end. What a moment that would have been as well for Freya Meadows-Tucson. Her eyes, I'm sure, lighting up. Arrived at Bournemouth in the summer from Real Bedford, having helped them to promotion to this level last season. Here's Thompson. Lays it off to Wilson. Back to Thompson. Everyone back defending for Real Bedford. Thompson will reset on the left. Meadows-Tucson. Too much on that. Yeah, Real Bedford promoted last season like the Cherries. Winning the Women's National League Division 1 South East. Finishing 2 points above Norwich to get themselves up to the third tier. Freya Meadows-Tucson are part of that promotion-winning squad. Had an opportunity just a few moments ago to score against her former side. Unable to draw Bournemouth level. And thinking and deliberating to do, I'm sure, for Helen Blezard on the touchline. Bournemouth's new full-time women's head coach. The club's first ever full-time head coach. Really big moment in AFC Bournemouth women's history last month, when the news was announced that Blezard had signed a 3-year deal. Said she was incredibly honoured to do it, and Bruce Sirachi, AFC Bournemouth's head of women's football, quoted as saying it was a statement of intent to hand Blezard the 3-year contract, demonstrating the Cherries' ongoing commitment to the women's team. as they continue to grow from strength to strength. Still targeting back-to-back promotions, but at 2-1 down at the moment, it looking a way off. Quirk flicked on to Markham with Wilson ahead. A foul on the halfway line. Hannah Warren brought down. Molly Barron-Clark on her 100th appearance for the Cherries. Bournemouth's goal today, by the way, their 101st of the season as well across all competitions. They've been in some fine goal-scoring form again, but wasteful today in front of goal. So many chances in the first half. Wilson, Markham, Quirk, Thompson, all with opportunities. Stovall with the free kick forward. Here is Quirk. Summer signing from Portsmouth, where she spent 3 seasons, leading their scoring charts every season. Sophie Quirk, and doing the same for Bournemouth. Here's the Cherries' top goal scorer from last season, Jenna Markham. She's put it wide and she punches the ground in frustration. It's another big chance for the Cherries. It's another one which has gone wide. Time as well to pick a spot, and I think there's a big save in there, you know. It looked like there might have been fingertips from Erica Meal. It's not been given as a corner. You look at that replay again, I think there might have been a touch. And still Bournemouth trail by 2-1. I can't afford to keep missing these opportunities, with so much at stake as well at the moment. The situation in the Northern Premier Division, by the way, with 1 game to go, is a real tight battle for the title between Burnley and Wolves. Burnley a point ahead of Wolves, so it could still be either side that finishes second and ends up in that playoff final. Flicked on well there by Bowers. Still there for Harris. Couldn't find the return pass to Bowers. That allowed Grant in. Another shot of that chance there for Jenna Markham. Not quite so clear from behind the goal whether there was a touch or not from the goalkeeper. No real argument from Jenna Markham, but the frustration clear to see. 18 goals already this season. Absolutely prolific last season as Bournemouth did the double and gained promotion up to the 3rd tier was Jenna Markham. And you'd back her most of the time to stick a chance like that away. Markham again has done well in there. Bowers helping out too. Former Pompey defender unable to find the second pass. Here's Bowers again. Oh, given away. Benstead to Wood. It's a loose pass. Meadows Tucson will send it out looking for Thompson. Too much on it for Kenny Thompson. Scored Bournemouth's winner recently, last month, in the Women's National League Cup final as they beat Plymouth 1-0 to lift the trophy. What a goal it was too. You've probably seen it on social media. An Olympico direct from a corner, which until that goal went in from Kenny Thompson, and I saw it described on social media as Olympico, that type of goal, that name for that type of goal had completely passed me by over the years. A popular thing to do amongst AFC Bournemouth players, with Marcus Tavernier doing one recently from the men's side too, and Junior Stanislas many years ago. in the Premier League against Manchester United at this very ground. Special day for the Cherries. Abby Jones and Charlotte Harris telling me recently they felt like that win had galvanised the squad for these final few games of the season, as they still try and achieve something special. Meadows Toussaint on Baron Clark now. Early ball looking for Quirk. Well read by the Pirates defence. Hennessy backpedaling. A promotion winner at this level already, Jessica Hennessy with Nottingham Forest. She left to join the Cherries, helping them to promotion up to WSL2. So she knows what's at stake and the kind of pressure at the back end of a season as a side tries to get themselves up from the third tier, and that kind of experience will be hugely valuable for Bournemouth in these final 3 games, in these final 25 minutes here at the Vitality Stadium. The cross, the signal there, you may have noticed from Katie James for this set piece. Let's see what kind of routine Helen Blezard's side have got for this one. And nearly worked one through Sophie Quirk in the first half. It's to the front post from James. It's not dealt with by Real Bedford. It's still there for Bournemouth. Thompson blazing over the bar. Hennessy taking a whack to the back of the leg there. It's a long way over from Kenny Thompson. Well, we see the first change of the afternoon then. And it's back to as you were from the Wimbledon game. And one change coming into this game. In fact, it's going to be a double change for Bournemouth. Amber Tariq coming on for Freya. Meadows Toussaint. And Georgia Wilson is heading off. And Zoe Barrett is being sent on for the Cherries. To try and get them back in this game. 2-1 down at home to Real Bedford. Having dominated the match in terms of possession and chances, they found themselves behind in the 34th minute to Lucy Wood's goal at the back post. Katie James with an absolute rocket to equalise for the Cherries in the first half. But then within minutes of coming out for the second, behind again. Now another chance maybe to equalise. Bowers here at the back post. It just wouldn't fall out and into the path of Bowers. And again, the attack fizzles out to nothing. Melis Mohammed it was who scored Real Bedford's second to restore their lead in this game. In the 47th minute. Good tackle from Harris. Markham's done really well. Markham, can she find a teammate? No. It's too close to Erica Meal again. How many times have we said that this afternoon? And again, it's just that final ball. It's that final moment. Hennessy with the interception. Looking for Grant. Tariq with the throwing for the Cherries. Some real experience on the pitch now for Bournemouth. Over 100 appearances for Amber Tariq in a Cherry shirt. And again there where it just looks like something might develop, it doesn't. Will be a throw into Bournemouth. Bowers will leave it for Harris to wind up another long throw. Harris towards Bowers. Markham on the byline. Thompson. Bournemouth reset and recycle through James. And we'll switch to Tariq. Dangerous ball in. Eric Emile there again for Real Bedford. Her handling has been superb this afternoon. James does well under pressure there from Grant. One back by the Pirates. Benstead looking for Grant. Here is Grant. Good defending from Tariq. Just needed a bit of help in there as well. Surrounded by 3 Real Bedford players. And that'll be a comfortable one for Scadding. And back by Barrett. Barrett's done well. Oh, she can't find Quirk with the pass. Quirk would have been through on goal there. It's a good interception. Zoe Barrett only joined the Cherries in December, having had a spell with Charlton. Has played at this level before. Zoe Barrett with Oxford United. Scored 10 goals in 26 appearances back in the 2024-25 season. And a big moment for her at the Vitality Stadium. A big 15 minutes to come. It's Baron Clark. Harris now. Real Bedford have made life difficult for Bournemouth, as much as the Cherries have been their own worst enemy with some of their finishing in front of goal today too. Here's Quirk. Still fancy Quirk to get a goal at some stage. That's a good ball in. Oh, Bowers at the back post, just couldn't get there. Again, Quirk just too hot to handle. And Bowers just couldn't reach it. I think she just didn't quite read the flight of the ball. Baron Clark forward early to Markham. Thompson. Quirk again for the Cherries. Rush comes across. Quirk's done well. It's brilliant from Quirk. It's another shot wide. It's another goal kick for Real Bedford, and it's still Bournemouth 1, Real Bedford 2. You can see Barrett screaming for it there on the edge of the box, maybe with the better angle and option to shoot. Bournemouth's top goal scorer. Going it alone. Still unable to find the back of the net this afternoon. Thompson to Baron Clark. That's a nice touch. Here's Markham. Support in the middle of the park from Bowers and Barrett. Hennessy does well. So, a couple more changes. Helen Blezard's going to make another double change. Real Bedford making their first change of the game too. Lucy Wood, scorer of their first goal, is heading off. And Chloe Loggy is coming on for Real Bedford.
Lucy Wood is replaced by number 21, Chloe Loggy.
Here comes the double change for the Cherries. Well, we're going to wait. For play to develop a little bit more. It's Ellie Stripple who's ready, I think, on that far side to come on. Here's James. Looking for Barrett. Good defending again there from Real Bedford. And that was Phoebe Williams as well, alongside Ellie Stripple. Ready to come on. Sophie Quirk, great turn. Thompson arrives in support. Solid tackle there on Hannah Warren, who feels she should have been given a throw-in. Time running out for Helen Blezard's side. You really feel a point. Not enough in the race for second place. Already 6 points behind Plymouth, remember. Here comes that change. Katie James scored a brilliant goal for Bournemouth in the first half. He's heading off. Ellie Stripple coming on. And Charlotte Harris also heading off for the Cherries. On comes Phoebe Williams, who takes the captain's armband and passes on some instructions to Jessica Hennessy too about the change in shape in formation for the final 12.5 minutes. Bournemouth have got a corner. Stripple looking for Baron Clark on the edge of the box. Set piece didn't come off. First touch for Williams. Here's Bowers. 1-2 with Barrett, but it's not a great return pass from Barrett. Byram now for the Pirates. Gets round the outside of Williams and does really well. That's a dangerous ball in. Grant sends it goalwards, but it's comfortable for Scadding and goal for the Cherries. Send it out to the left-hand side to Thompson. Hennessy. Bowers to Markham. Still, Real Bedford continue to frustrate Bournemouth in the final third. Hennessy to Bowers. Bowers was looking for Markham, but Markham just wasn't on the same wavelength. And way too much on the pass from Bowers on that occasion. Baron Clark wins the header on the halfway line. Markham Looking for Barrett. Barrett does well to charge down the clearance, but it'll be a goal kick to the visitors. Second place, heading out of Bournemouth hands as it stands. Baron Clark again with the header on halfway. Quirk does well. That link-up play between the front three just not quite there for the Cherries at the moment. They're winning the initial ball well, but then struggling to find each other with the second pass. It's given straight to Thompson. Can Bournemouth spring a breakaway? Worked it well to Stripple. Here is Stripple. Baron Clark to her right. Into the path of Barrett. Too much on the pass again. Williams. Finds Quirk. Thompson there to break up the play. Williams again. Bowers saying, send it out to the right wing where Markham is waiting. Here is Markham. Back to Hennessy. It's a hopeful ball forward from Hennessy. Eight minutes for Bournemouth to find a couple of goals. Defeat means it's by no means over to secure second place, but it will feel an awfully long way off for Helen Blazard's side if it does indeed end this way. Certainly puts Plymouth, if they weren't already, in pole position to secure second. One final throw of the dice from Helen Blazard. Jenna Markham heading off, and on comes the experienced Gemma McGuinness. And Abby Benstead replaced for Real Bedford. Marcia O'Meara coming on for these final few minutes. McGuinness, a versatile forward, 12 goals, 10 assists for the Cherries. So they were crowned National League Division 1 Southwest champions and National Plate winners too last season. Here's Quirk. Williams with the header, but only back to Quirk. He does well and wins a corner. Can they find some quality in these final 6 minutes and make one of these set pieces count? Stripple places it down. There's the signal to her teammates inside the box. Thompson waiting on the edge of the area. Bowers underneath it, headed away. Hennessy with the second header. It's bouncing around inside the area. Important punch in there for America Meal. And Real Bedford hurry it away. Williams recycles and pumps it quickly back to the edge of the box. got to be alert to the danger at the other end. Loggy the substitute. Back to Rush. Traweek in a sprint race with Grant. And does well and gets there first. Stripple early. Looking for the run of Barrett. It might fall into the path of Barrett's put it over the keeper, but it's wide. That initial header from Stovald straight into the path of Barrett. I think she was trying to find McGuinness, you know, with the pass rather than lift it over the goalkeeper. And in the end, neither outcome. Four minutes left. Are we in for a dramatic ending? Not unusual to see them at the Vitality Stadium this season. Especially at that end of the pitch. In front of the Steve Fletcher North stand. Real Bedford themselves, though, are going to do everything they can to make sure it is a very quiet finish to this match. In no hurry with their goal kick. Thompson. Baron Clark. Barrett underneath it. Just too far away from each other, the front three again there. No one close enough to win the second ball from the initial flick on. Quirk battling hard. Traweek now. Thompson. Wants to get things moving quickly and does. Stripple. Deflected. Another corner. Tester in towards the 6-yard area. Baron Clark. Quirk. Not a lot of room inside the box at the moment. Traweek. Thompson with the strike. Wide. And yet another opportunity. Fails to hit the target. Some good pace on that strike. Just didn't have the direction. The board being prepared for stoppage time. How long will the Cherries get to try and find an equaliser in this game? McGuinness. Into the path of Bowers. Bowers goes down, wants a penalty. Not given. Boos ring around the Vitality Stadium. Lovely ball into the box from McGuinness. Bowers didn't get there. Just nudged off balance. Not enough for the referee Imogen Hooper to point to the spot. Still 2 more games to go for the Cherries. And they will battle to the very end. Lewis away on the 19th of April. And then they travel to the champions Watford on the final day of the season on the 26th of April. McGuinness down the right. Ball into the box. Headed away. Plenty of great coverage still to come here on AFCB TV as well between now and the end of the football season in association with ESET. We'll be back live on Tuesday at 1 o'clock for the final league match of the season for the development squad. We're having a great campaign under Alan Connell. And heading for the playoffs. Flicked into the path of Quirk. Is there still time maybe for Bournemouth? Five minutes of stoppage time then for the Cherries to find an equaliser, maybe more. Still there. Here's McGuinness in the back post. Oh, it's a brilliant save. Big, brave goalkeeping from Erica Meal. Came out, made herself big, and closed the opportunity off for Gemma McGuinness at the back post. Really good ball in. I think that was a little flick on from Hennessy. And McGuinness could only find the right leg of Erica Meal, who's made some really big saves in this game. One in the first half to deny Kenny Thompson down low to her left-hand side. Might have been one in the second, we're not sure. Replays look like there might have been some fingertips to deny Jenna Markham too. And another big save there from Erica Meal to prevent Gemma McGuinness from finding the equaliser. Still time though for Bournemouth, and that will give them some confidence that the opportunities will come in stoppage time. Williams now. Treweek. Forward to Stripple. Has Thompson in space to the left. Instead goes into Quirk. Lovely first touch from Quirk. Lays it off to Barrett. Excitement amongst the home crowd every time the ball heads towards the Real Bedford box. Three minutes to go. Real Bedford boss Charlie Bill organising his players. He tries to see his side over the line for 3 points. Remember, they've lost their last 4 league games before arriving here at the Vitality Stadium. McGuinness has done well to keep it in. Bowers now. Into the path of Barrett. Wins the throw. Charlotte Harris no longer on the pitch for the long throw. Short into Bowers. Bowers has done well. McGuinness picks up the loose ball. Williams. Back out to Barrett. Needs a good delivery in. Wins a corner. Well, the Cherries going to send their goalkeeper Katie scadding forward at any point. The time running out. Yellow card in there for Nicola Puddick. Can only assume for time wasting, maybe kicking the ball away. Scadding stayed on the halfway line. Thompson. Oh, how Bournemouth could do with another goal. Direct from a corner from Kenny Thompson now. This one's curling to the back post. Too much on it, way too much on it. That's a real shame. Breon Grant, the player, down injured, is it? No, it's Scarlett Williams. Gingerly back up to her feet after a collision at the back post. Erica Meal will just tick a few more seconds down by moving from one side of the 6-yard area to the other. Bowers. Bournemouth need to get this ball moving forward quickly. 20 seconds left. Plus whatever else the referee feels needs to be added on. on top of stoppage time. Baron Clark. Ball needs to go forward quickly. Does go forward quickly. Headed away on the edge of the box. Mehmet's clearance is loose up into the air. Hennessy stayed forward for Bournemouth. Here is Hennessy. It's bouncing around. Confusion on the edge of the box. And the shot goalwards is wide. I think there was a deflection in there. Hennessy causing problems. And colliding with McGuinness. Comes off of McGuinness's back. And Barrett sees her shot deflected wide. Corner to the Cherries. We've had the 5 minutes of stoppage time. We're 40 seconds over what should have been played. Bournemouth 2-1 down. Thompson with the corner. Headed away, another corner. Thompson, right under the crossbar, headed away by Real Bedford. Stripple trying to get there. There's the full-time whistle. It's defeat for the Cherries at the Vitality Stadium. And a huge blow to their hopes of finishing second in their debut season in the Southern Premier Division. They stay 6 points behind Plymouth with 2 games to go. And just 1 game in hand. Plymouth with 1 game left themselves against Real Bedford. Anything for them out of that game on the final day of the season will end Bournemouth's hopes of claiming second spot. Still not over for the Cherries. 3 points against Lewis next weekend would close the gap to 3 heading into the final weekend. And just apply a bit of pressure to Plymouth ahead of that final round of matches. But it is now out of Bournemouth's hands in terms of finishing second and reaching the playoff final at the start of May up at Burton's Pirelli Stadium. Beaten 2-1 at home to Real Bedford this afternoon in a game when they had enough chances to win the game 5-6, maybe even 7-2. Just wasn't there for Bournemouth in front of goal this afternoon. Lucy Wood set Real Bedford on their way against the run of play with a goal at the back post in the first half. That was cancelled out minutes later by a brilliant strike by the Cherries captain Katie James. Her 4th goal of the season and her 4th goal at the Vitality Stadium. Well worth watching that one back again on social media later on. But the worst possible start to the second half really just took the sting out of Bournemouth as Real Bedford came out and put themselves back in front through Melis Mohamed. And it is her goal that has in the end sealed the 3 points for Real Bedford despite chances in the second half. Jenna Markham with 1 in front of goal, possibly saved by the fingertips of Erica Meal. And then in stoppage time, Gemma McGuinness denied from close range by a brilliant, brave save from Erica Meal again. Bournemouth will have to pick themselves up fast. It's still not over, although it might feel a long way off. They'll go again next weekend against Lewis. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon on AFCB TV. Today's match coverage brought to you in association with ESET. But it is finished full time here at the Vitality Stadium. AFC Bournemouth 1, Real Bedford 2.